All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about something that, used to feel like a secret trick, but now it's a must-have skill for anyone who's serious about their work online. Whether you're a marketer, a business owner, or honestly, just someone who cares about privacy, knowing how to handle multiple Facebook profiles is going to be a core strategy in 2025. So, does this picture look familiar to you? That constant dance of logging in, logging out, trying to keep your work life from bleeding into your personal life? Maybe you're managing accounts for clients. It can feel like you're walking a tightrope, right? One wrong move and everything gets messy.
But here's the big idea, the huge shift in how we need to think about this. What used to be seen as this kind of sketchy workaround, well, it's not that anymore. It's a full-blown professional strategy. We're not just juggling accounts anymore. We're talking about smart, deliberate segmentation.
So, what does this new necessity really look like day to day? Because the reasons for doing this go way, way beyond just keeping your vacation photos away from your boss. I mean, look at this. It's about creating these clean, separate worlds. You can test out new ad creative without putting your main account at risk. You can manage client profiles without that clunky, insecure password swap. You can wall off your experimental projects so if they go wrong, they don't take you down with them. And maybe most importantly, you can protect your primary digital identity and delegate tasks to your team without ever sharing a password. This is what being strategic looks like. And here it is. Here's the catch. As smart as all this is, the line between doing it right and getting a slap on the wrist from Facebook, or worse, getting locked out, is razor thin. And that's why understanding the actual rules is completely non-negotiable. Which brings us to the real heart of this explainer. Because, and this is the key, Facebook's own rules have actually changed. They've evolved, and this one update completely changes the game for professionals like us. Okay, check this out. This is the fundamental shift. For years, the rule was simple and strict. One real person gets one profile. End of story. Creating a duplicate was a huge risk. But now, Meta officially allows for what they call additional personal profiles. Now, the crucial part here is that they're still linked to your main account, but they are sanctioned for specific, separate purposes. This is huge. So let's be super precise. What is an additional personal profile? Well, think of it as an officially approved supplemental account. It's a legitimate extension of you, just designed for a different part of your life, like your job or maybe a serious hobby. And it all still has to tie back to your real, transparent identity. But, and I can't stress this enough, we have to be crystal clear about this boundary. This new policy is not a green light to go out and create a bunch of totally separate, unlinked, fake accounts. That is still a massive violation, and it's basically the fastest way to get your entire digital world shut down. Don't do it. Okay, so how do we actually do this safely? How do we navigate this new landscape? Well, it really just boils down to a pretty simple framework built on 3 pillars of safety. First up, identity integrity. This is the foundation. Every single one of your profiles has to be a legitimate, authentic extension of a real person. No fake names, no made-up personas. Authenticity really is your ticket to ride here. The second pillar is technical isolation. And this one is so important. Facebook systems are incredibly good at connecting the dots. If you're running multiple accounts out of the same web browser on the same computer, you better believe they're going to get linked behind the scenes. So true technical separation isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely essential for staying safe. And finally, the third pillar is behavioral normalization. You just can't act like a robot. You can't do things like post the exact same thing to 5 profiles at the exact same second. That screams bot. Each account needs to have its own natural, human-like rhythm that feels real and authentic to whatever its purpose is. So, we've covered the why you need to do this and the what you need to be careful about. So, now let's get to the how. Let's talk about the specific technology that makes all of this not just possible, but safe. So the biggest technical hurdle you have to clear is something called your digital fingerprint. Think of it like a real fingerprint, but for your computer. It's all the little bits of data your browser shares. your IP address, your device type, your time zone, even the fonts you have installed. Websites use this to identify and track you, even if you clear your cookies. This is exactly why that technical isolation pillar is so critical. So, what's the solution? The professional-grade solution is a type of tool called a session isolation browser. It's built specifically for this. Each of your logins, each profile, runs in its own completely walled-off, isolated tab. This stops any of that cross-contamination we talked about. It lets you attach unique IP addresses to each identity, you can share access securely without ever giving out a password, and it leaves absolutely zero trace on your local machine. It's a game changer. Okay, let's put all of this together now. Let's combine the rules, the pillars, and the tech into a clear, actionable plan that you can actually follow. This is your secure workflow blueprint for 2025.
It's a 5-step process. Simple. Step 1, you've got to strategize first. Map out what accounts you need and why. Step 2, create every single new profile through Facebook's official channels. No shortcuts. Step 3, set up that all-important technical isolation using a dedicated session browser. Step 4, attach a unique proxy or IP address to each and every profile. And finally, step 5, warm up each account, normalize its behavior, and use the secure sharing features to delegate access to your team.
And this quote, it just perfectly sums up this new way of thinking. This isn't about hiding in the shadows anymore. It's about being brilliant with your segmentation, designing your workflow with privacy at its core, and just being way more efficient in your operations. So, I want you to turn the lens back on yourself now. Take a hard look at how you're currently set up and ask yourself this question. Is your digital presence actually built for strategic growth, or is it a vulnerability, just an accident waiting to happen? The strategy is here, the tools are here. Now you can go and build it the right way.